I'm your man, L.A. Cheatham
Pennjamin Bannekar here, good people. What's up? What's up? What's good?
Hey, man. We can consider this one 2 for 1. Reason why I say this, Watch the Game podcast. 2 shows in 1. Because for one, we didn't give them nothing after the Colts game. But how long did it take to talk about 11 points?
They had 19, we had 11. Moving on.
All right, moving on. Defense played well enough to win that game, but short turnaround, Tom Brady came to town.
Yeah, we had to get ready.
Okay? Maybe they were looking past the Colts.
It's possible, or maybe they thought because Nick was coming in, everything was just going.
Okay, so the defense went in. They said, "Okay, we're gonna give up 19 again. We're gonna give up 19 again."
Right.
All we need y'all to do is go 20 points.
Boom.
20-19, baby. Final score. It was still a nail biter. Went all the way down to the end. But we talked about this weeks ago. We wanted to end the game in the victory formation.
And we did.
That's what happened.
We had 2 kneel downs today.
Okay, now, let me get it out the way. 2 things got established, in my opinion.
The shirt?
Yeah, this for all you. Okay, I know y'all used to me draping the white. You know what I'm saying? Real classic white. Okay, but tonight I'm rocking prime time blue. Okay, you ain't gonna find it nowhere else but here on Watch the Game podcast. Prime time blue, baby. Okay. Look, prime time game. Tom Brady came to town. I had to bust out the Navy blue
Hey,
shirt.
you had to do it. You had to do it.
Plus, them orange things stuck to Jim. They stuck up the field last week.
We don't need them no more. We don't need them no more.
And so, also, you probably can't tell, but we drinking something orange tonight.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
This is the Kool-Aid. The orange Kool-Aid.
Good, we all in on this 2020 Chicago Bears
Look
season.
here, man. 4-1. 4-1. Defeat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Tom Brady.
Right.
Make no bones about it. It wasn't pretty. So, my most valuable bet in that game was Carlos Santos. He's about 2 years too late.
Right.
But I take it.
Right.
He made some clutch field goals tonight. I think he made a 47-yarder and a 39-yarder. Man, look. Pinero's supposed to be on the injury reserve.
But he ain't got to come back for your money. Right?
Hey, Santos making a bid for me. Santos making a bid for me. Santos might want the job.
Okay.
For the rest of the year.
Okay.
Okay. Most valuable bet, Carlos Santos.
I'm gonna split mine between 2 defensive guys. Khalil Mack and Kyle Fuller. Kyle Fuller got the turnover, even though it's a little questionable, but I'm a Bears fan, so I'll take it. And then Khalil had 2 sacks tonight. Probably should have had more than that, but they called him 2 cheap penalties on it.
That's Khalil being Khalil. 19 points by the defense. They proved they getting better. It wasn't a fluke. They getting better. Held them 19 points. We need the offense to come around a little bit more in the running game. I mean, Nick Foles showed some things tonight that we haven't seen from Mitch. Another thing I want to point out is this is now Matt Nagy's football team.
Oh yeah. He made that assumption. He took the reins when he put Nick in. It was over. It was no longer the GM's team. It was his team. We doing it his way, and he pretty much put the onus on himself. Like, if I'm going down, I'm going down my way.
One other thing before we get into this game, I want to point out that now there was a lot of fans that wanted Cam Newton. There was a lot of fans that might have wanted Teddy Bridgewater. But Nick Foles is showing me this is why that for Matt Nagy's sake and for the Bears' sake, this is the best option, because Matt Nagy made a statement a while ago, maybe last season. He said, Mitchell Trubisky needs to know this offense better than me. So once he makes that comment, that cancels out anybody else. Like, okay, if you bring Cam Newton, that means Cam Newton needs to know your offense better than Matt Nagy. If you bring in Teddy Bridgewater needed to know the offense better than Matt Nagy. Okay, so now what you do, you go get a guy that's more familiar with the offense. So now you can actually say, this guy might know the offense better than me, being Nick Foles. I saw him do some things that we probably didn't think Mitch would be capable of doing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I saw him take a few sacks that maybe Mitch would have been able to get out of the situation. But that's water under the bridge, got the win, okay? It's just, now to me, this is Matt Nagy's football team. You know,
Agreed.
I do not agree that he's on the hot seat. And now he's getting an opportunity for everybody to see how this thing is supposed to go. So he put a lot of pressure on himself. But this is his team now.
He can't be on the hot seat. Well, I mean, what would we say his record was 20-12 coming into the season? So he's 25-13.
But I can't deny what's being said. I mean, who in the hell ought to better to put a winning coach on the hot seat? They did this with Lovie Smith.
Right.
Okay? And
Right.
you see how much longer it took them to be a winning team again?
That was 8 years ago.
Hey,
wasn't it?
look, it's a long time ago. So we got to be careful about putting this guy on the hot seat. Give him an opportunity to prove himself, prove he can get this thing done, turn his offense around. This is his team now, okay? This is his team now. Now, let's break it down statistically. What did we see? Because me and you had a hell of a time tonight, hell of a blast. We got off to a late start, okay?
It was a prime time start.
A prime time start. Getting off to a late. We probably didn't pick the game up till like early in the second quarter.
Yeah, to watch the game in studios, it was locked.
Yeah.
They had it locked down.
You was watching the car. You was watching the game in the car. You know, I'm on my way. You know, from the pizza joint. You know what I'm saying? Getting everything right. You know, so we could sit back and get into prime time mode. And it all turned out right for us. I mean, but getting into this game, they didn't run the ball well enough. They didn't run the ball efficient enough for me.
They didn't even run it a lot. If you really, what they had, 14 carries, I think? Yeah. 10 from Montgomery, 3 from Patterson, and Nick Foles took a sack that counts as a rush attempt. So 14 carries total as a team running the ball. That we know that's not nearly enough. And then I made a comment to you while we was watching the game. I said, was they running this RPO stuff when Mitch was the coach? Because it certainly didn't look like the ball was coming out quicker. Maybe he just wasn't making the reads or wasn't seeing it, wasn't trusting what he was seeing. But I did not notice this when Mitch was in it.
This is why I say this is Matt Nagy's team now. You go back to when I said my quarterback, whoever it may be, Mitch, Nick, they need to know this offense better than me. Because now what I seen from Nick was that he was able to make adjustments at the line of scrimmage and make plays according to what he saw. And I'm not sure Mitch is able to do that. And I think we seen the offense run precision the way that Matt Nagy would like to have seen it run all last year and much earlier this year. So now you've seen some things different that you finally picked up on as a fan. That's why we watched the game, okay? All right, okay, and then there's just so many different things and that you probably seen for the first time. I mean, I get a good idea of what they were trying to do. I don't think Mitch was able to pick. Mitch has not been able to sit back and watch somebody else do this. Having Nick Foles out there gives him an opportunity to do it. Maybe his days are numbered in Chicago, but based on what I've seen, Nick Foles still took a couple questionable sacks.
That we was like, you can't take them in this situation.
Yeah.
But he overcame it.
And we overcame some questionable play calling too down towards the end, because I think once they did get rolling, they had that one drive where they didn't run the ball at all. When previously they had a little, they balanced it out. They had a little running, and then I'm real hard on the Cordell Patterson being a running back. Okay, playing this running back position. I still ain't bought into it, but I do like the fact that once you put him back there, he becomes more of a threat in the passing game.
And we saw that tonight.
We
got to see that.
I mean, they got 10 days to prep up for Carolina. I'm hoping that in the past week and a half, they picked up Lamar Miller and signed Lamar Miller to the practice squad at the running back position. I'm hoping that between now and when they play the Panthers, that they can find a way to get him on the field, because the running game still has to improve.
What the thing with getting Lamar Miller on the field is, let's just say he get them 3 carries or the 5 carries that Cordell Patterson get. We don't get them plays them out the backfield that he caught tonight. We don't get them.
You could keep. Don't get me wrong, I like having him back there because it sets you up for something later. Him having the option to run, and then him having the option to go out and get the pass. I mean, it's a reason why you got him in the backfield. That's the same way that the Patriots used him.
Right.
I like him, but I don't like him. I don't like to see Cordell Patterson on 3rd short when you really need. I'm thinking late down the season when the injuries start to pile up, and I just think we need that other back to run the damn football when we know we need to run it, and he got all the instincts of a running back to make the best play possible instead of, reverting back to being a wide receiver, because you see that from time to time.
East and West. Yeah, going east and west.
Now, when you talk about the running game, you're talking about how many carries did Montgomery get? 10 carries from Montgomery.
29
I'd like
yards.
to see maybe about 5 more than him.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get 3 carries from Patterson.
Right.
Okay, so that's only what, 13 carries?
That's pretty much what the running game was tonight.
Okay, 13 carries. So let's say you got Lamar Miller. Let's say you give him about 5 carries. Because remember, he has the ability to catch the ball too.
Right.
Okay, but the physicality of the position and the awareness and his effect, I would like to believe that he will be more effective as a runner than Patterson would be. That's his natural position, and I'm just hoping in the next, before they get to play the Panthers, that he's going to be inserted into this lineup. Keep in mind that they done brought Artavis Pierce off the practice squad, and we ain't saw him yet.
Did he even dress tonight? I ain't.
Okay, but I tell you who did dress.
Oh, we saw him.
35 dress.
Your boy.
Hey, we still don't know if he can play running back.
He was on the field. We know he can run on the field and run off.
And then they got a damn penalty flag. They was set up in a shotgun. He was ready to go. And they got a penalty. He was off the field again.
Okay, right back
and
on
we're talking about, of course, number 35, Ryan Nall. Okay.
He came on the field. And when he came on the field, it was probably highly unlikely he was going to get the ball unless it was out the backfield. I mean, a pass up play. Because it was like 3rd and 17 or 18 at that point.
But I still want to see it. I want to see, okay, Ryan Nall is in the game. I mean, to my knowledge, I've seen him in on 3 snaps all season.
Yeah.
See, we're
not counting special teams.
I'm talking about offensive plays.
Okay.
I want to see Ryan Nall get the ball, and next thing you know, he get the penalty. Okay. Speaking of penalty, Tampa Bay in the 3rd quarter, man.
They kept us in the game.
Hey, they kept us in the game. Defense played really well tonight in the 3rd quarter, but Tampa just couldn't keep the flags off the field.
They got flagged out that 3rd quarter. I mean, it was holding. It was blocking the back, holding again. At one point, wasn't it like 3rd and 30?
Yeah, man, you don't see Tom Brady in them situations too often.
Yeah, so that was.
What can he do? And to be honest with you, he damn near pulled it off from time to time. That's just how good of a quarterback he is.
And if he probably wouldn't have lost track of what down it was, maybe he don't make that throw to who he was throwing to Bright or Brady or somebody.
He was throwing to one of the tight ends, but my man 36, Houston Carson, I believe that's his name. That dude made a hell of a play, because if anything, it should have been a defensive pass interference, because he jumped the route. He got inside of the tight end, and he was attacking the ball, but the tight end was making a play on him to keep him from intercepting it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the referees blew that call right there. So either way it go, he made a hell of a play at the end of the game.
That's the call Buster Screen got early on Gronk. Remember?
Yeah, but I think Buster was trailing him.
He played inside technique, yeah.
And Houston Carson, he kind of got on the inside. He kind of got in there. He was on top of the ball.
Right.
Whereas Buster was, he was in back of the guy, holding him on the weak side and trying to get the defensive hand out. But nonetheless, great play by Houston Carson, man. He closed it out. And like I say, the Packers, not the Packers, but the Buccaneers, they shot themselves in the foot.
The third quarter, yeah, because they really could have created some separation right there if they score, put points on the board, because we was trailing at that point. And when you shoot yourself in the foot, you know what? It felt good to see us finally take advantage of those mistakes. Of another team mistakes. You know, in the past we've seen Bears teams where teams make a mistake and we not good enough to take advantage of it.
The defense, I didn't notice until I really looked, because we had it was so much going on with us. Me and you watched the game tonight. We talked about so much, but I didn't notice till the game was over. I didn't realize how well that the Buccaneers rushed the football. They did a hell of a job on the ground again.
Yeah, so 17 for 106, that's what you're talking
about? For Ronald Jones, right?
Yeah.
17 carries, 106. He didn't get in the end zone, and that's the key. They kept Tom Brady Buccaneers out of the end zone for the most part. Because you got to remember, now as good as the Chargers played against the Chiefs, and then Brady get him the next week. Brady lights him up for what, 5 touchdowns?
Yeah, 40. Woody hung 40 on him.
They hung 40 on him, so 5 touchdowns. Like you said, 6 touchdowns if you consider the pick 6 he gave them. Okay, 5 touchdowns, and then they come out on short notice. Not on short notice, but very little preparation after putting up that much offense, coming to Chicago and being held to 19 points. They held Tom Brady team to 19 points. And they got decent pressure on Tom tonight.
Yeah, Khalil was in there all night. That's why he was, one of my players of the game, because it was one point, Tom Brady looked at him like, damn, you again?
Hey.
But he was balling. He made his money tonight. So,
and you speaking of balling and making money,
Santos?
2 people.
Okay.
Carlos Santos is making his money. Making money.
Okay, who's the other person?
Graham.
Oh yeah.
Graham is earning every dime. He's doing exactly what the Bears brought him in town to do.
One-handed touchdown, and we commented on that play. Just about every touchdown pass he done caught this year been pretty much that same play. Run to the end zone, I'm gonna throw it back shoulder. You just be bigger, box him out and catch it.
And it didn't matter who was throwing it, Mitch or Foles.
Nope.
He made that play.
Just put the ball where it needed to be. He's gonna catch it, and he made a hell of a catch tonight with that one hand. Because I thought it was gonna be picked off.
He could have had 2 touchdowns. I think he
dropped
one.
Yeah, the guy got in there and kind of broke it up, so he couldn't bring it in before he stepped out.
But bottom line is, man, for what the Bears have asked him to do, he's buying time for Cole Kmet.
Do we have a catch this year? Maybe
Cole Kmet, he's got 1 catch.
Okay.
But when you got Jimmy Graham playing as well as he's playing, that gives the rookie time to sit back and develop. Okay? That's something Mr. Trubisky didn't have the opportunity to do. He couldn't just sit back and watch somebody play the game.
Oh, no. Now, when you trade up, to the second pick, even though he was third, you trade up to the second pick, that guy got to come on the field and produce. Because the GM got to validate what he did.
Yeah, but you got to remember now, I don't want to get off topic.
Right, yeah.
You got to remember, at that time, they thought Mike Glennon was going to bridge him. They thought Mike Glennon was going to be better than he was.
We knew better.
Getting back, I never understood why they went out and got Mike Glennon. But when we get to this point where we can, the value of getting back on Mitch now, since we want to bring him, the value of him sitting on the sideline now is, if we ever get a chance to see Mitchell Trubisky again in a Bears uniform, we cannot say that he has not had the opportunity to sit back and see how this thing works, this offense, and to see somebody else running the offense.
Like you said, is he gonna learn and can he implement what he like? Because I'm sure he's learning now, but can he implement it under pressure? Can he make that throw that Nick made to David Montgomery with the blitz in his face? It's crunch time. You gotta have it.
Yeah.
Will he even be able to make that read? Will he notice that, okay, the blitz coming, I know where my guy
There were
is?
so many things that happened on that play. the read, the touch, the finish, the execution of the catch. You did running the route out. It's so much that happened on that one play. When they brought David Montgomery in, they said this is what he could. This was the type of running back we wanted. He went out there. He looked like Matt Forte.
He did.
Okay.
The production wasn't as good, but he looked.
It wasn't as good. But for one play, he looked like Matt Forte. He ran out there and caught the ball, and he made a play, man. He made a play down the end. We're starting to see he ran hard tonight. He didn't get a lot of run production, but he ran hard. You know what I'm saying? It's tough sledding out there. That's why I say I think we need another back to loosen things up.
Yeah, because at this point, I mean, God forbid, if he goes down. Now I know we got Lamar Miller, but if he went down tonight, then who we looking at? Ryan Nall and Cordell Patterson to run the ball the rest of the year?
Now you see what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When you look around the league, if you watching
you
football,
say it.
if you look around the league, the running backs, they always say that the running backs are probably the easiest guys to replace.
Right.
Not so much with the Chicago Bears. You look around the league, I'm willing to bet. Outside of Montgomery, I don't know where Montgomery is. The guy that used to play wide receiver, then they turned him into a running back.
Oh, his name was Ty Montgomery.
Ty Montgomery.
Yeah.
He played for the Packers. He was a wide receiver wearing number 88.
Yeah.
And then they put him in at running back.
Right.
And he worked his way into the position. But at this point, with all the running backs probably bagging groceries, okay? You mean to tell me we need a wide receiver to play the position? A tweener? We got a tweener? We got to get better at that position.
That's some of Nagy's ego.
In
right
all
there. That's all that is.
In all fairness. All Cordell Patterson is doing is what they ask him to do. But we got to scrap this running back thing. I'm good with him getting the 3 to 4 carries, but we need somebody else to get that 5 to 10. Because you got to remember, we still have not replaced the production of Tyreek Cohen. That has not been done yet because Tyreek was playing good football up until the time he got hurt.
Right. But what we have seen since Tyreek got hurt is more of an emergence of David Montgomery in the pass game, because you can bet, rest assured, them balls that he caught what, 7 balls tonight? At least 4 or 5 of them go to Tyreek. So I'm glad to see his production. He a poor man's Matt Forte right now.
I can live with that.
Yeah.
But we can't afford to get him injured.
No.
We got to get Lamar Miller on the field sooner than later. And maybe even Tavis Pierce. In the next 10 days, they got to get this running back thing. They got to get this running back position, the depth and the physicality of the offensive line. They got to get this. They got to get this under control, because now going down the home stretch is gonna get tougher. You're gonna have to be able to run the football.
I mean, we're a quarter in. We 5 games in.
5 games in. 4-1.
Packers 4-0 right now. We gonna need a running game, cause I'm just spinning things forward. Aaron Rodgers, we want to keep him on the sideline, kind of like we did Tom Brady tonight.
Hell yeah. That's how you want to end.
Exactly. That's so. Going down, get later in the season, we know attrition, injuries happen. To your point, we got to get these guys up to speed. We need Lamar Miller to be up to speed. We need more I need more out of David Montgomery. 10 carries, 2.9 yards a clip. It was effective because he ran hard, but I need more. I need him to get at least 15.
All right. Now look, with that being said, this was a great night. We're drinking the Kool-Aid. And I want to make sure we ain't missing nothing out as we wind this thing down about this victory. Carlos Santos, big time tonight. Khalil Mack, the defense played well. Defensive secondary was very physical tonight. Penalties here and there, but they were physical tonight. I think when you look at both teams coming off a short week, both teams was at a disadvantage when you talk about game plan. Because you typically, they probably didn't have a normal practice week, and you can consider the fact that they go through the COVID stuff, and hands off to these guys, because that's a whole battle within itself when you look at what's going on around the league with some other teams. But short week, getting prepared for another team, and this is a big victory, because if you lose, damn, you got 10 days to think about that loss. You dig? Now here, man, we talk about the competitive spirit of a player. You see, Tom Brady was pissed.
Oh, did you see him throw the Tampa?
Man, he was pissed. We ain't never seen Tom Brady kind of not knowing the situation.
Yeah.
But that's what happened.
Yeah.
He didn't know the situation, but Houston Carson made a hell of a play.
Hey, we can't take nothing away from him. We can't take nothing away from the defense. Like you said, we gonna give him 19. All we need y'all to do is get 20.
We're going to give Tom 19. If you had told me that the Bears defense was only going to give up 19 points to Tom Brady, I would have said, well, damn, I hope they score more than 11 points on offense. You know what I'm saying? You know, you hold Tom Brady to 19, that's saying something.
Yeah.
I mean, the defense may not be top 5 just yet, but they getting there.
Well, I think what the defense has shown us is that they have the ability to rise to the occasion when we need. They ain't put a whole 4 quarters together yet, but in the spots that we needed them, versus Detroit, versus the Falcons, versus the Giants, they was there when we needed them. I think they got turnovers in all them games too.
I'm willing to bet that. Remember, we got off to a late start. You know, as far as us watching the game, you know, in 2 different places at one time, trying to get to the same spot. The Bears kind of were the same way the other night. They was kind of the same way, because they got off to like a slow start.
A slow start, yeah.
Okay, and then they had another come from behind win. And you know what? When I think about it, they kind of remind me of the Dallas game, because they kind of did the same thing when they played Dallas. I think what we saw tonight was primetime Bears.
Primetime Bears. I'm with it. Primetime Bears. You know what? We need to put that on a t-shirt. We need to coin that. Primetime Bears from Watch the Game podcast. I'm gonna make the t-shirt.
All right, look here. 4-1.
2-1.
Get the running game going. Mitch, check and make sure that you watch the game tape now. Make sure that you checking out what Foles is doing, because you never know when you're going to get in the game. Got a lot of time to play. Got a lot of time before they play. They got time on their hands before they go into play the Panthers. To get some guys healthy. Get the running backs together. Hey, man. 4-1. Going into the situation. No positive COVID test on the Bears. Yeah, as far as I know, you did. Okay, they're doing a hell of a job beating COVID.
And other teams.
And they're doing other things in LA. What? Hey, bear down, bro.
Hey, listen, we are trending in the right direction. 4-1. I couldn't be more satisfied, more happy. Well, if we was averaging 30 points a game, but that's neither here nor there. Chicago Bears, they're down 4-1, and we are drinking the Kool-Aid, baby.
It don't get no better than beating Tom Brady on primetime television. Remember, we said in the pregame, when we did the season preview, when we looked at this, after I think once they got the first victory under their belt, the first 2 victories, we were saying just about how big this game could be. Now you got to remember, this game was really nationwide, because a lot of the other games on Thursday been on NFL Network.
Right. This was on Fox.
This game was on Fox.
Yeah.
So we know everybody saw this.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's because Tom Brady was there.
You could cut the cord on this one.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
So everybody had the opportunity to watch this game from sea to shining sea. Okay. So look, beat Tom Brady in prime time. Got on the midnight blue. Okay.
No.
Drinking the orange.
Primetime blue.
Yeah, primetime blue. Got on. Prime time blue. Got on the primetime blue. Okay. Watch the Game podcast. Look, share, subscribe. Big ups to the Taylor Made Boys.
Y'all gotta come see us.
Cutter Pac-Man. Sean.
Hey,
Bear down, man. We'll see y'all
next time.